just when I think I'm actually ready to do this, my kid decides to actually... Yeah, okay. Be right back. God, you want to just do a stream, but everything seems to want to go against you right then and there. Alright, I'm not going to let this stop me. I've been wanting to do this all week now. I've been trying my best not to play this game after I finish my Golden Deer run. So, we're going to do New Game Plus, and I've been wanting to do this run, but I've been wanting to do it on stream. And I want to do with new start so that everyone can see what's going on, that I'm not starting in the middle of something that's spoilery or just where there's no context given. So I'm just going to do that. Get the chat open here. I probably don't have anyone on right now watching. At least that's what the studio was telling me. That's okay, I'm not going to let this get to me like I did the first time I streamed. So start new game. Screen New Game Plus. I am not a Fire Emblem player who likes to do the lunatic modes, the maddening modes. I don't really care to do that. It frustrates me in that way, and I like playing casual. Forgive me for playing casual, but it's just sometimes as much as I'm okay with the classic mode about losing units permanently, I feel like in the stream sense that kind of defeats the purpose, because then one unit dies and suddenly I'm having to reset the thing or use a divine pulse as this game was later shown, having to just turn back the clock a little bit. That gets annoying to do. Since casual mode has been an option, I'm usually done with it. Only doing classic mode every once in a while.
Do you recall the Red Canyon? You'll die! 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 You took everything that I loved! He's gone now, Mother.
TV is putting out. What am I hearing here? Hear that real quick. No, guys.
Oh my. What could have brought you here?
I was just picking up everything.
I wonder how you got in here. It is most rude to interrupt a moment of repose. Very rude indeed. Now come to me. I wish to have a look at you.
Unfortunately, I do not have a quality microphone here. I'm just using what my laptop speakers are, so I guess they just pick up anything. If I use face cam more often, maybe I will try and invest in something better. In my Golden Deer run, I did male, but in this one I want to do female, just to kind of see what's different. And because I just want to try just wooing Dimitri just for the hell of it.
I have not seen the likes of you before. Who are you, anyway?
I'm a demon.
Do not deceive. You would do well to keep your wit in line.
I'm a ghost?
Do not deceive. You would do well to keep your wit in line.
Just
I
roll
see.
with it.
Then you must have a name of sorts. Go on.
And I'm not changing the name. Byleth is fine.
I shall not ever grow accustomed to the sound of human names.
The thing about Byleth is just
You must
it's
possess
the
a day of
least
birth as
customizable
well.
human character.
Beneath which moon and on what day
character.
were you born to this world?
There's no reason to change it. There's no reason to make it pretend it's me. What's this? April Fool's Day.
Well, wonders never cease. It seems we share our day of birth. How strange. It all feels so familiar. I think it may be time for yet another nap. It is almost time to begin.
Hey, time to wake up. Were you having that dream again?
I was dreaming about a war.
Massive armies clashing on a vast field, right? There hasn't been a battle like that in over 3 centuries. In any case, just put that out of your mind for now. A battlefield is no place for idle thoughts. Risking your life is part of the job for mercenaries like us. Letting your mind wander is a sure way to get yourself killed.
Is this one back here?
Okay, time to get moving. Our next job is in the kingdom. I told you before, it's far from here, so we'll need to leave at dawn. Oh, good grief. Everyone is already waiting for us outside.
Gerald, sir, sorry to barge in, but your presence is needed.
What's happened?
There's a chance I might have to interrupt my playtime
Please
every
forgive our
once in a while
intrusion.
because
We wouldn't
everyone
bother
else in
you
my
with a
house is
situation not dire.
and that
What
includes
do
my
a bunch
kid,
of
who
kids
is
like
not
you
a
want
very
at this
good
hour?
sleeper.
We're being pursued by a group of bandits. I can only hope that you will be so kind as to lend your support.
Bandits? Here?
He complains a lot.
It's true. They attacked us while we were at rest in our camp.
We've been separated from our companions and we're outnumbered. They're after our lives, not to mention our gold.
I'm impressed you're staying so calm considering the situation. Wait, that uniform.
Bandits spotted just outside the village. Damn, there were a lot of them.
I guess they followed you all the way here. We can't abandon this village now. Come on, let's move. Hope you're ready.
Two. So I've only completed one main run. I've not done a new game plus run, so I don't know what's going to be different, but I will try and keep things from spoiling stuff if you guys haven't seen this yet. You know, I know you can purchase perks using the renown you get from the last game, or from the last session, but I don't know if there's anything that could spoil late game
Let's take
stuff.
care of those thieves before they overrun the village. Take down the enemies in front first. That should take the wind out of their sails.
Stuff. Alright. So, we got Violet, this is us. We're just kind of we're gonna end up being kind of the jack of all trades thing. We're just good at everything we do. In my last game, mine was more focused on swords and just martial weapons like swords, axes, and stuff. I might see about trying to do like more of a archer range character for mine, but that's
Stay focused.
for something later. You have Edelgard here, the Black Eagles leader, the Ancient Green Lions leader, and then Claude, the Golden Deer leader.
I will prevail.
We could just use this. This doesn't matter. It's granted damage in
Now
there.
you know your limits.
Just weapon durability, battle phases, all that. So what I just did was a special technique that added
Ready and willing.
some damage and accuracy at the cost of
I'll cut through.
using 5 weapon durability over just 1 from a single attack.
You have a strange aura about you. You say you're a mercenary, so show me what you can do.
Thank you. We are in your debt. It wouldn't do for us to fall in a place like this. Please, lend us your strength. Let's work together to drive out these thieves.
It's because of you guys that I'm not dead right now. Thanks for that. I didn't expect to run into mercenaries like you in some remote village. The gods of fortune must be smiling on me.
I like Claw.
We'll advance while protecting ourselves from the enemy. Take up position inside the forest.
So we'll do just that. We'll put Edelgard here in the forest. That should give her a little bit more evasion, a little bit of defense.
Yes, good. If we're in the forest, we can sustain their attacks without losing the advantage.
So yeah, that adds 30% to her avoid and gives her 1 extra point of defense. Obviously very good. Enter here. There you go for that. Yeah. So that over here, and I'm gonna put myself.
fine opportunity. It's the combat arts I taught you.
So I was just explaining what I just did before, where I did that 5 durability for more accuracy and damage. Unfortunately, curve shot is kind of useless, the most useless one for trying to just take out enemies, but archers have never been meant for doing that.
Never underestimate an outsider.
Yeah, we use Luigio here.
Over already.
Lovely XP. Because ultimately he will be our choice of house. Let's just Violet to finish that off.
You fought well.
That's a good combination. Unfortunately, the weird thing about Violet is that despite having voice lines, voice acting, and everything, they are relatively a new character.
Why are there mercenaries in the village? Guess we'll have to deal with them too.
So, it feels weird to have full voice lines that you can see for them, but the fact that they're mute really bothers me. Like, Violet is not supposed to be a... It has traits to be like a, oh, this is me kind of character, but at the same time, it's the least customizable. I'm not going to pretend that this is supposed to be my character. Attract all their attention to the forest so that they will go into the forest.
Hey! You with the flank stare! Out of my way! Yeah!
So far, this Violet is already doing a lot more than I did my first run, but of course, it's just you don't know anything.
No match for me. Attack when an ally is nearby, and the enemy will be intimidated, making them easier to hit.
So this is sort of half support, half just a new mechanic, but I kind of like that, where it's good to kind of like team up. I don't really know the best way to benefit from this just yet, but it's still a good mechanic. It doesn't provide
You never had
the
a
most
chance.
bonuses, like, you know, most I've ever seen it give, like, an extra 10 hit, which, I mean, it's still significant, but not, I think it's like 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you where you
10 hit can
stand!
make all the difference for myself.
Yeah!
I'm just a guy who likes to go, who feels nervous making attacks when they're 70 or lower. So you have to hit one level. One thing that's gonna fix your bunny ear, I'll keep that.
Another step forward.
Honestly, what are you accomplishing with that little stunt? It's like you're trying to get me killed, you fool. Well, it's fine. After all, if you don't know the value of your own life, you're not going to protect it very well, are you? Course not. Well then, I guess it's up to me to guide you from now on, right? You can call me Sothis, but I'm also known as the Beginning. Sothis. Yes, that is it. My name is Sothis. And I am also called the Beginning. But who once called me that?
What are you talking about?
I was not able to recall my name until just now. And just like that, it came to me. How odd. That look upon your face. Did you think me a child? A mere child who forgot her own name?
Nah, lady, you just assumed things.
That child just saved your life. And what does that make you?
Whatever makes her happy.
Correct. You understand. You threw yourself before an axe to save just one young girl. Yet all is well, as I have stalled the flow of time for now. You would have died had I not intervened. There now. Is gratitude so much to ask? I did deem you worth saving after all. Though it is only momentary, time has stopped. However did I manage that? When time begins again, the axe will tear into your flesh and you will surely meet your end. How rude of you to drag me into this. Now what to do?
I'll just stay here and wait to die.
As though I could stand idly by and watch that come to pass. Oh, but perhaps...
It's only like the third time I've ever activated
turn
a
back the hands of
dialogue
time.
option that actually reduces support.
Yes, I do believe it can be done. You really are quite troublesome. I cannot wind back time too far, but all is well. You are aware of what's to come, which means you can protect yourself this time. Now go! Yes, you who bears the flames within. Drift through the flow of time to find the answers that you seek.
Hey, over here!
Huh?
Hey, did you just...
Did you just warp the hands of time?
The Knights of Seros are here. We'll cut you down for terrorizing our students. Hey, the thieves are running away. Go after them. The students seem to be unharmed. And who's this?
Why him?
I like Eloise, and it's not hard to see. It's not hard to see why. Yeah, come on.
My, thank you so much.
Captain Gerald? It is you! Goodness, it's been ages! Don't you recognize me? It's Eloise, your old right-hand man! Well, that's how I always thought of myself anyway. Oh, it must have been 20 years ago that you went missing without a trace. I always knew you were still alive.
You haven't changed a bit, Alois, just as loud as ever. And drop that captain nonsense. I'm not your captain anymore. These days, I'm just a wandering mercenary. One who has work to do. Goodbye, old friend.
Right. Goodbye, Captain. Wait, that isn't how this ends. I insist that you return to the monastery with me.
Garrig Mach Monastery. I suppose this was inevitable.
And how about you, kid? Are you the captain's child?
Oh, hello. Are you here to join me? He's a stranger to me.
Oh, great sense of humor, this
make
one.
everyone hate
Clearly cut from the same
Everyone
cloth
except
as
the
the
students.
captain. I'd love for you to see the monastery, too. You will join me, won't you? What's troubling you, Captain? You aren't about to run off again, are you?
Even I wouldn't dare run from the Knights of Saros.
The Knights of Saros. They do seem rather skilled.
I have one of my cats joining me.
Ah, it seems your presence is required. Get going.
Am I joining here?
I appreciate your help back there. Your skill is beyond question. You're clearly an experienced mercenary. And your father, that would be Gerald, the Bladebreaker? Former captain of the Knights of Saros, oft praised as the strongest knight to ever live. Have I missed anything?
You're a nerd.
You haven't heard of the Knights of Saros? The most famous order of knights in all of Fodlan.
Hey, you are coming with us to the monastery, right? Of course you are. I'd love to bend your ear as we travel. Oh, I should mention that the three of us are students of the Officers' Academy at Garrig Mach Monastery. We were doing some training exercises when those bandits attacked. I definitely got the worst of it.
That would be because you ran off.
Too true. I was the first to make a strategic retreat. Everything would have worked out if these two hadn't followed me and ruined everything. Because of them, every single one of those bandits chased after us. Utterly ridiculous.
Ah, so that's what you were thinking, Claude. And here I thought you were acting as a decoy for the sake of us all.
His intentions were as clear as day. You will prove a lacking ruler if you cannot see the truth behind a person's words.
You will prove a lacking ruler yourself if you look for deceit behind every word and fail to trust those whom you rely on.
Oh, joy. A royal debate between their highnesses. I wonder how being completely predictable affects one's ability to wield power. Personally, as the embodiment of distrust, I'd say your little exchange smacks of naivete.
Me, naive. Tell me, are you actually incapable of keeping quiet, or is your lack of self-awareness a condition of some sort?
In any case, forgive our digression. I must speak with you if you can spare a moment. The way you held your ground against the bandits' leader was captivating. You never lost control of the situation. It showed me I still have much to learn.
Your skill is precisely why I must ask you to consider lending your services to the Empire. I might as well tell you now, I am no mere student. I am also the Adrestian Empire's...
Halt, Edelgard. Please allow me to finish my own proposition. The Holy Kingdom of Fargus is in dire need of exceptional individuals like yourself. Please, do consider returning to the kingdom with me.
Whoa there, you two sure are hasty. Trying to recruit someone you just met. Tactless, really. I was personally planning to develop a deep and lasting friendship on our journey back to the monastery before begging for favors. But it seems there's no time for niceties in this world. So, capable stranger, let's get right to it. Where does your allegiance lie?
It's hard not to want to go back to Claude.
It seems one's place of birth is quite significant to them. Yet they are so impressed by you that you may take your pick. Well?
We're gonna go with Dimitri. So let's go with Fargus.
Understood. Fargus is a noble and distinguished kingdom that has always valued chivalry.
All right, that's enough with the small talk. It's time to head back to the monastery.
Looks like we'll have to pick this up another time.
Robin is Grima, dude. Spoilers.
My, they are in
Also,
such
hi.
a hurry. You know, each of the three is most unique.
Let's see. What can I see? Yeah, see, the thing is also, like, Byleth will have moments like this where Yeah, some darkness lurking beneath. Like, we'll have these inner monologues, but these are not voiced. But then has battle dialogue. This is this weird mute thing. His easy smile is striking, but that smile doesn't reach his eyes.
Yes.
Oh,
My baby's
sorry.
sleeping. Yes, I thought the same. I am so sleepy once again.
I may be sleeping, but that was a mistake on my end to skip that.
Part 1. White Clouds. Great Tree Moon. 3 houses.
It's like the title.
The icy winds of the Agma Mountains have begun to scatter, and the verdant fields once again spring to life across Fodlan, heralding the start of a new year. As they celebrate the dawning year, the people pray that they may realize their full potential, just as a tiny sprout hopes to one day grow into a great tree. The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a revered goddess, has existed since time immemorial. 3 ruling powers now control the land. In the south lies a region long held by a more than 1,000-year-old dynasty, the Adrestian Empire. Beyond its borders, to the frigid north, is the home of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, ruled by the royal family and its knights. To the east, a league of nobles that heeds no king nor emperor rules what is called the Leicester Alliance. Once consumed by a tempest of war and turmoil, Fodlan and these 3 mighty powers now exist in relative harmony.
This will be your first time at the monastery. I'd be happy to show you around.
It really is Fodlan in a nutshell. The good and the bad.
Like it or not, we'll be there soon enough. There it is. Garrick Mach Monastery.
Ray is here.
I wonder, did the flow of time bring you here?
There's a lot of things going on. There's going to be a lot of dialogue, so I'm just going to try and mute my audio for right now so you don't hear my background noise like the fan and stuff.
It's been years since I've last set eyes on this place. To be forced to see her now, You saw her in the courtyard earlier, didn't you? The Archbishop, Lady Rhea. As you know, the majority of folks in Fodlan are devout followers of the teachings of Seros. The leader of that ridiculously large religious organization is the Archbishop, Lady Rhea.
Thank you for your patience, Gerald. My name is Seteth. I am an advisor to the Archbishop.
Right. Hello.
It has been a long time, Gerald. I wonder, was it the will of the goddess that we have another chance meeting like this?
Forgive my silence all these years. Much has happened since we last spoke.
So I see. The miracle of fatherhood has blessed you. That is your child, is it not?
Yes. Born many years after I left this place. I wish I could introduce you to the mother of my child, but I'm afraid we lost her to illness.
I see. My condolences. As for you, I heard of your valiant efforts from Alois. What is your name?
You must at least show the basic courtesy of telling us your name. Do you not think you are being a bit rude to the Archbishop?
Cold hard bitch.
It is all right, Sedith. My dear, I am called Rhea. I am the Archbishop of the Church of Seiros. In truth, I was only being polite. I already know your name, and a fine name it is. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for saving those students of the Officers' Academy. Gerald, you already know what it is I wish to say, do you not?
You want me to rejoin the Knights of Seiros, don't you? I won't say no, but...
Your apprehension stings. I had expected that Alois would have already asked this of you. I must step away for now, but I expect they will desire a word with you soon. Please listen carefully to what they have to say. Until tomorrow, farewell.
I can't believe it. Forced back into the Knights of Seiros. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Looks like I'll be stuck here for a while. And I'm afraid your services are requested as well. Nothing like that. They want you to teach, by the sound of it. You heard those brats earlier talking about the Officers' Academy, right? Well, the Academy just happens to be short a professor. And apparently that damned Alois went and recommended you to Lady Rhea.
So, you must be the new professor. My, how stern and handsome you are.
No. I'm not the one you're looking for. You can handle things from here. Good luck. And watch out for Lady Rhea. I don't know what she's thinking making you a professor like this. She may be up to something. Stay on your guard.
Oh, it's you then? So young.
Competence and age are not necessarily correlated, as you well know. I am Hanneman, a Crest Scholar and Professor at the Officers' Academy. I wonder if you bear a crest of your own. When next you have a moment to spare, I insist that you pay me a visit so we can delve into the subject further.
I'm Manuela. I'm a professor, a physician, a songstress, and available. It's nice to meet you. I look too pretty for that line of work, do I? But yes, when I'm not teaching, I can be found in the infirmary. If you're ever lonely, please do come and pay me a visit. I would love to.
Spare our colleague the needless chatter, Manuela. Now then, it seems you'll be taking charge of one of the Academy's 3 houses. I expect you haven't yet been briefed on the nature of each, have you?
Do you really not know? Fine. I'll do you a favor and explain. The Officers' Academy is comprised of 3 houses of students, each of which is closely affiliated with its region of origin. The Black Eagle House is for students from the Adrestian Empire. Their house leader this year is Edelgard, the Imperial Princess, who is in line to be the next Emperor.
The Blue Lion House is for students from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Their house leader this year is Prince Dimitri. He is to be the next king of Fargus.
Lastly, there is the Golden Deer House, which is for students of the Leicester Alliance. Their house leader is Claude, grandson to Duke Regan, the leader of the Alliance.
To think that the next Emperor, King, and Sovereign Duke are all here. It certainly is a promising year for the Academy.
I'll say. I just hope none of those little treasures cause any trouble.
Quite. For now, I suggest taking a stroll around the Academy to get your bearings. And when you've a moment, please stop by my research laboratory.
The old man has a point. Oh, and keep in mind that I've only notified the house leaders that you're our new professor. It's more fun that way. I suggest you try spending time with the students. Some odd ducks in that bunch, but they're good kids. I'm sure Lady Rhea will have more information for you tomorrow, but that should get you going. Good luck. You'll need it.
Have you no intention of changing your mind, Rhea? Appointing a stranger, a child no less, as a professor at our esteemed academy is...
I have made my decision, Sedith. I know worrying comes naturally to you, but there is truly no need. That stranger is Gerald's flesh and blood, after all.
I can't say that's all too comforting. How trustworthy is this Gerald character? Is he not the man who went missing after the Great Fire 21 years ago? I would remind you that Flayn is now here with us as well. I beg of you, please consider whether this is an unnecessary risk.
Sedith, they have my trust. Let that be enough for you as well. More importantly, I have received a report from Shamir. I am increasingly concerned about a matter regarding our suspicious individual. We cannot ignore those who harbor ill will toward the Church, especially if they are frequenting Garrick Mach.
Yes, that matter is of great importance as well. I shall continue my investigation. Rhea, for now I will have faith that you are placing your trust with the utmost care. I pray that nothing occurs to shake that confidence.
I think I'm getting to the point now where I can actually talk again. So, good for you, Gall, I guess. The thing I like about this loading screen is that this is actually motion detected. Pressing the B button to make her jump. Just moving her around by tilting the controller. It's great. I love it. Why did she sound like a man? That was absolutely male Byleth's breath there. Seeing the golden deer here, I'm already missing them, even though I am going to pick the Blue Lions, but the thing about this is that you can recruit students from other houses into your class. So I did not know how to do that very well in the first run, so I was basically only Golden Deer students. But this time around, I'm going to try and get everybody I can, at least all the people that I wanted on my squad. I mean, usually the thing about this game, though, is what I found about this game is that each house is going to provide you with basically the types of students you need anyway to get through. So you could get through without actually ever needing to recruit another one. But I mean, what Fire Emblem what's a Fire Emblem without doing a lot of recruitment?
I assume you are already aware that you will be teaching here at the Officers' Academy, correct? To start, please speak with the 3 house leaders. You should also take a look around the academy and acquaint yourself with your new home. That is your first task here at the monastery. Please let me know if you accept it. Once you have finished, come and speak with me.
What are you doing? What did you find? cat? Go for it.
May I ask a favor of you?
So just a quest. Basic stuff. Sometimes it'll involve going out to a battle, sometimes it just involves bringing someone something and learning some information.
Ha! I imagine you were a bit surprised that I recommended you as a professor here. Frankly, we had someone else in mind for the role, but they ran off during our dust-up with the bandits. Can't entrust students to someone who's abandoned them once before, huh?
You saved the lives of the students you came across. That, at least, was admirable. Now you should make the rounds. Go around the monastery and see that you greet everyone.
Unfortunately, a lot of the monastery I cannot explore yet because you have to be a certain professor level, or you have to reach certain parts of the story before areas become unlocked. So yeah, this is all we can do. The greeting hall and the classrooms. Like, I don't even get to see my quarters yet.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you've accepted a teaching position here. Pity. I was hoping you would lend your strength to the Empire. I never properly introduced myself, did I? My name is Edelgard von Hresbalg. I am the princess and heir apparent of the Adrestian Empire. I wonder if you'll be tasked with leading the Black Eagles. I hope you've had a chance to meet everyone. Would you like to know more about any of the Black Eagles?
Yeah, okay, so this is just pretty... This is just easy. It just gives information about everyone.
Me? Well, some think I'm a bit distant. Arrogant, even. But there's little to be done. One day, I must rise to become Adrestia's next emperor. What else? Well, it seems to me that we may have similar personalities. Hubert is the heir of Marquis Vestra. He has served me since I was a child. You may think his blood runs a bit cold, but actually that's rather accurate. Still, if you can get past that, you'll see he's quite astute and reasonable.
So, when it says here that his strengths and weaknesses, that is if you choose to be a professor of this person, he'll be good. Like, when you get into classes, you'll be doing instructions, and you can instruct individual students. So when you put, if you try and teach Hubert here more about using bows, he gets more experience with it than he would normally, and if you try and teach him axes, he learns less. So usually try and play more to his strengths.
For some reason, he thinks of me as a bitter rival and is always trying to challenge me. It's terribly irritating. His house is that of Duke Ire, which produces Adrestia's prime ministers. That family is, perhaps, too pleased with its own status.
So this is one that I definitely want to try and recruit, because he apparently makes for a good heavy rider. Great knight.
He's remarkably intelligent, but he only wishes to apply himself to tasks that particularly interest him, and nothing else. He's also fond of, well, napping. If he had any work ethic or sense of duty to speak of, I suppose he would be destined to become an official of the Empire.
I also want to get this guy too, because he just seems very popular and apparently one of the better mages in the game.
He's the second son of Count Bergliez. He has no inheritance in his future, which is perhaps why he's always so eager to prove himself. He's overly energetic and rushes headfirst into any battle. If he ends up in your care, be sure to keep a close eye on him.
This thing with no future? Oof. The second son of his, of course, inheritance issues and all that.
She's Count Varley's only daughter. I suppose you could say she's a bit eccentric, but she seems like a gentle soul. I believe she's shut herself away in her quarters and doesn't care to leave, but don't worry, I'll make sure she finds her way to class.
lot of weaknesses.
Few commoners have joined the Black Eagle House, but Dorothea is an exception. She's a songstress from a famous opera company in the Empire. I'm not entirely sure what brought her to the Officers' Academy.
That's another one that's extremely popular.
To the west of Fodlan is an archipelago called Brigid. Petra is the granddaughter of their king. Brigid is a vassal state of the Empire, which is how she came to be enrolled here. She's incredibly smart and studious.
So that's Black Eagles.
Huh?
Yes.
Sorry, Claude and Dimitri around here. So this is the Officer Academy. This is the classroom areas. They're all just adjacent to each other. They're all the exact same, except for the banner that they hoist.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
for example.
Hey. Well, well. It must be my lucky day today, being approached by such a beauty. I'm Sylvain Jose Gautier. Feel free to say hi whenever you like.
Jose Gautier. I don't think Jose is a French name. You just say that.
I have heard all about what you did from Prince Dimitri. As a citizen of Fargus, I thank you.
He also said you're quite skilled. And he doesn't just say things like that. I look forward to sparring with you and beating you.
Felix, must you always speak of fighting right away? Oh, and, you may call me Ingrid. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And who's this? You don't look familiar at all. Do you work here at the monastery? Oh, mercy! Do you think this is that mercenary people have been talking about? Now that I think about it, that does sound like something Dimitri may have said. I suppose you'll be enrolling at the Officers' Academy too, then? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mercedes, and this is my best friend. I'm Annette. It's nice to meet you.
I barely remember Annette from my Golden Deer playthrough. It's like the least
Hi
impressive
there.
one.
You must be the one everyone's talking about. I'm Ash. Great to meet you. This here is Dedu. He serves Prince Dimitri.
I have heard that you rescued His Highness. Words cannot express my gratitude. Should you ever require my strength, please know that I will hasten to repay this debt.
Okay. This classroom belongs to the Blue Lion House. Our house leader is Prince Dimitri. All of us here hail from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus.
You good? No? Let me, no. Get away from that. Not my. Those are my headphones, okay? You do not touch those.
Right.
Looks like Dimitri.
Please accept my apologies for the other day. You came to our aid, yet I hadn't even the courtesy to properly introduce myself. I am Dimitri Alexandra Blathid, Crown Prince of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Of course, at the Academy, I am simply a student. And I've heard word that you are to become a professor here. Delightful news. I still have much to learn, but I'm confident I could benefit greatly from your guidance. In any case, welcome to the monastery. I hear you're investigating the different houses here. Did any of the Blue Lions catch your attention?
Yes, because in an alternative timeline, I was with Claw.
Me? Oh, please forgive me. It's difficult to open up on the spot, don't you think? I'm afraid my story has not been a pleasant one. I do hope that doesn't color your view of me, but I understand if that can't be helped.
So let's talk about the darkness within him, and I'm not really sure.
Dedu was born in Dusker, and has been loyally working in my service for the past 4 years. He's rather taciturn, but once you get to know him, you'll see he's a kind and good-natured young man.
So yeah, like Dimitri is, they're always talking about, oh, he's got darkness, he's got the dark past to him. I am actually curious to see how that turns out.
Felix is the heir to House Fraldarius. He has a bit of a sharp tongue, but don't let that fool you. Deep down, he's a good guy. He gravitates toward people who are skilled. Perhaps you would enjoy a friendly competition with him sometime.
So this is the one guy that I got out of recruitment from on the Golden Deer run. And he was actually really good as a sword master. Unfortunately, I could not get anyone else in time.
He's the adoptive son of Lord Lenato of Castle Gaspar, but I hear he was born a commoner. He has an extremely earnest personality, so I'm certain he will approach your lectures with great enthusiasm. Sylvain is the heir to House Gautier. He is a capable person who highly values his friends. That said, well, he's always been a bit of a skirt chaser, so to speak. Pardon my bluntness. I speak with him about it often, but it doesn't seem to help.
It was definitely someone I really tried to get on.
I hear she was born to imperial nobility, but a twist of fate brought her to the kingdom. She may seem carefree on the surface, but she's actually a kind soul who pays careful attention to everyone around her. Annette is Baron Dominic's niece. She is a talented student who scored extremely high marks at the Royal School of Sorcery. She's cheerful and hardworking. Brilliant, really. Though she can be a bit oblivious at times. I hear she caused an explosion in the kitchen last night.
I like this idea that she is strong in axes and black magic. That just seems funny. I'm kind of curious what kind of class you can make out of that.
Ingrid is Count Galatia's daughter. She is also a childhood friend of Felix, Sylvain, and myself. She is diligent, industrious, and principled. In truth, she is more knightly than most knights you will ever meet.
So one of those has like no weaknesses. I suppose I could just do a little bit of the golden, just show off the golden here as well, just for keeping consistent. No, that's right, he's going here.
Right. Hi.
What do you think?
Ah, you must be that renowned mercenary. Perhaps you'd like to join me for a cup of tea sometime. My name is Lawrence Hellman Gloucester. You will want to remember it.
I actually like Lawrence a lot, and I usually hate that kind of person.
So you're the skilled mercenary who saved Claude, are you?
Oh, you are? It's such an honor to meet you. Ignatz Victor. My parents are Alliance merchants.
And I am Lysithia von Ordelia. Please do not forget it.
It's like...
Hey, are you that mercenary? Everyone's been talking about you. I'm Hilda Valentine Goneril, and her name is...
Marianne von Edmund.
Are you joining the Knights of Seros or something? Well, I look forward to seeing more of you.
Oh yeah, Leon. Definitely got it. Okay, these are like two of my favorite characters from Golden Deer. I definitely got to
Are you someone's guest? The dining hall's that way, if that's what you're looking for.
No, Raphael. That's Captain Gerald's kid. Hi, I'm Leonie Pinelli, Captain Gerald's first and greatest apprentice. I'm sure he's told you about me.
Nice to meet you. I'm Raphael Kirsten. Who are you again?
They're both like my favorite characters so far.
Yeah.
And so I definitely want to get them involved.
Well, scored a teaching gig here, did you? Talk about a great first impression. I guess that means I'd better introduce myself properly. I'm Claude von Regan. I'm from the ruling house of the Leicester Alliance, but don't worry too much about all that madness. I'm guessing you don't know which class you'll be teaching yet, do you? I bet you'd like ours. We're not as difficult as the other two. Have you met the folks from the Golden Deer House yet? Care to know more about anyone? Piqued your interest, have I? As luck would have it, I'm pretty curious about you as well. But what's life without a bit of mystery? Let's just spend the next year or so learning about each other little by little.
Claude was seriously such a good lord character.
He's the heir of Gloucester territory. If you haven't already picked up on it, he's a bit arrogant and fancies himself a ladies' man. That said, deep down he's really devoted and honest. though I wouldn't mind never hearing him talk about his noble obligations ever again.
Lorenz was a very good unit in the end.
He comes from a merchant family, but his parents died in an accident. Seems like he's had a rough life. Despite all that, he's just about the most cheerful guy you'll ever meet. His passions are training, eating, and actually that's about it.
He was like my favorite unit in the entire game. He was just a super good tank. I ended up making him he was just my...
He's the second son of a merchant family. Since his brother will inherit the business, he's training to become a knight. If you ask me, it doesn't seem like he truly wants to be a knight. He's probably just doing it to please his parents.
And Ignatz, unfortunately, kind of was like the least interesting unit I have. I mean, he can be good, but he's just not interesting.
Lysithea is the daughter of Count Ordelia, and is probably the youngest student here. But watch out, she gets angry if you treat her like a child. As for me, I do it on purpose. You have to make your own fun in this place, you know?
She was also really good.
Marianne is Margrave Edmund's daughter, and that's pretty much all I know about her. She doesn't interact much with other students, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of folks here have never even heard her speak.
She was a very good healer, though I have to think that maybe there's other better ones.
Hilda is the only daughter of Duke Goneril. It seems her father and brother coddle her quite a bit. If you look up lazy in the dictionary, her picture won't be there because she never got around to submitting it. Not too unusual for a noble, I guess.
It was alright, though. I think I may have put her in the wrong class when I had her.
Leone enrolled because she wants to be a mercenary. I think she said that her father is a hunter. She's pretty blunt and as stingy as they come. A habitual saver, too. I think she's hoping to repay her village for helping to send her here.
This, and yeah, Leone is just an amazing character. Wow.
I appreciate your effort.
Amazing in the sense of, like, she's a really good unit. She's, in terms of personality, she's not bad. Just return to the audience chamber. We don't need to do any exploring right now. We can't really even go anywhere.
How are you enjoying your time at the Academy thus far? I hope you have found our halls brimming with the vitality of well-intentioned souls.
I suppose it is time for you to take charge of one of our 3 houses of students. I must note that I am personally against entrusting someone as lacking in trackable history as yourself with such a task. But it is as the Archbishop desires.
The Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. All so different. I hope you've made it a point to get to know each of them.
Since you are new here, we have decided to allow you first pick. Manuela and I will take charge of the remaining 2 houses.
And we are good. Okay, so it says here that many are nobility and most of them use magic. Most value chivalry and excel in military arts. And as per original tradition, many are skilled archers. This really makes no difference. It's because, I mean, like, bows are actually pretty good in this game, but, like, by the end of my run, almost nobody used bows. Only maybe, like, two of these people used bows. So, even if it says, like, oh, these are very martial military people, I could still make them magic, I could still make them mages, I could still make them archers,
So you have chosen the Blue Lions led by Dimitri, correct?
But then again, I also do like the martial weapons, so yes, we're the Blue Lions.
Your heart has made its choice then. All I ask is that you guide these open minds with virtue, care, and sincerity.
They are all promising youths who bear the weight of Fodlan's future upon their shoulders. I hope you appreciate what an honor it is to lead them.
Brother? Oh, I am so sincerely sorry. I did not mean to interrupt.
I'm in the middle of something, Flane. Is it urgent?
No, it's nothing. More importantly, who is this?
This is our newest professor at the Academy.
Oh my! A new addition to the Officers' Academy! I am so very very pleased to meet you, Professor. I am Sedith's little sister, Flame. I am so happy to make your acquaintance.
Let us focus on the topic at hand. There is something you should be aware of. In a few days' time, there will be a mock battle between the three houses, intended to gauge the current progress of the students. We will be using this battle as an opportunity to ascertain your own abilities as well. Please do not disappoint the Archbishop. That is all.
Wait, does this mean our new professor is... No, I really can't believe it! But I was speaking to you so casually, as though we were companions. Oh, I am so sorry, Professor. You just look the same age as the rest of us, and... Oh, and I'm sorry I just said that too. I really must watch my tongue.
So yeah, that's the thing, is like, we are pretty much the same age as our students, if maybe a couple years older.
You say that, but I just don't know about all of this.
I'll admit, it doesn't sit well with me either. After all, we wish to show you due respect.
Sure, but if the professor says it's okay, shouldn't that be enough? That is, if your highness can consent to such a thing. After all, we're already speaking this way to our future king, so we may as well relax our speech with our professor too, right?
Well, we're not in the kingdom, so it only goes to follow that we should all speak companionably. I concede. If the professor says it's fine, we ought to accept that kindness gratefully.
As for me, I'm not sure I can manage.
You don't have to force yourself if it's too difficult. You're fine with that too, right, Professor?
Such benevolence is a sight to behold. I don't suppose you would care to join me for tea. We could discuss education and marriage.
Control yourself, Sylvain. I have more important matters to discuss with our new professor. Come to the training ground later. There, you will show me what you're capable of.
You aren't wasting any time, are you, Felix? As it were, count me in for any such battle.
Pardon me, but I would also love to observe you in battle for future reference, if that's okay with you.
Ash, I won't have you speak of merely watching. You should join us as well.
If you get injured, simply say the word and I'll patch you up straight away.
Okay, these guys are very much more...
Your Highness, do take care not to go overboard.
You worry too much to do. I'll be fine, I promise.
My companions, is there not something inherently wrong with crossing blades as a way to bond with each other?
Huh, I never thought of it that way. Well, if that's how you feel, I suppose you'll just stay behind while the rest of us are at the training ground?
Ingrid, my dearest friend, you really are too harsh on me.
Well then, Professor, what do you think? As you can see, the Blue Lion House is a lively bunch, but you'll find none who work hard.
I like this.
I'm certain we'll cause our fair share of trouble, but I'm very much looking forward to the year ahead.
A little delay. Maybe I should just add a little delay to my camera too. Whoop. 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 Yep. Okay, so now I have more places to explore. Get a little bit of money because... Okay, so this is my first time with having... So I have below...
Say, while you're here, I'd like to use this device I designed to determine whether the power of a crest resides within you. Won't hurt a bit. Promise. You don't know about crests? Well, allow me to tell you everything, absolutely everything about them. Is your calendar clear? This will take a while. Crests are a fascinating topic, but before one can dive deeply into said topic, one must first understand what crests are. They are power incarnate. They are said to have been bestowed upon humans by the goddess countless ages ago. They exist within the flesh and are passed down through bloodlines. Those who carry crests may excel at magic, display exceptional strength, or any number of boons. Each crest has its own power, the nature of which is beyond mortal understanding. For now. I suspect as much, yes. But we won't know for sure unless I look into the matter. As I said, crests are passed down through the blood. However, just because someone carries a crest does not necessarily mean their descendants will inherit it as well. Only a scarce few descendants of a crest's bloodline end up inheriting that crest's power. Perhaps one of your ancestors bore a crest, and you just happen to inherit it. That is how a crest usually presents itself, after all. I most strongly disagree. There absolutely is a need. My crest research is of critical importance to the Church, I'll have you know. Since you are now a professor here, I must insist that you aid in my research. Of course, there are those who lack the foresight to aid in my endeavors, such as that stubborn Seteth, but such individuals are the rare exception. Now then, please go ahead and hold out your arm over this device here. What is this? A pattern I've never seen before. Is it possible an as yet undiscovered crest has been detected? To think there are still crests out there that even I am unaware of. How thrilling! Pardon my unrestrained jubilation. I have much to consider. You may leave now. I have more research to do in regard to this crest. Yes, so very much more research. But for now, your work here is done. What could this line here be indicating? Perhaps it represents a lack of symmetry. Or perhaps... What in the world? Oh, I see. It may be connected to that, but to a greater degree than usual.
There's a lot of vagueness in this story because they're supposed to, the story gets split up about between the roots, so they're not exactly making this clear. Okay, so now it's increased from.
With each moon, professors of the Officers' Academy receive a schedule for the month ahead. It notes the days on which events and missions will take place that month. Pay careful attention to your schedule, so that you may thoughtfully plan what you intend to do each month, and when.
So basically there's explore, there's just, you get to see what's going on here. You can see, like, okay, there's a birthday here, there's my birthday, or my character's birthday. Apparently, so apparently, like, we're also born on the day of the Adrestian Empire founding day, which I did not actually intend for that to be the case. So a few things we can do. This is the house rivalry battle, which is going to be our first actual battle. But right now, the only thing we can do is explore. So carry over the end game, getting new plus. Plus sort of indicated by a subject mark. Retain a renowned hired battalions as well as your shot at the Saint statue levels. Okay, so there's just a little bit of spoilery stuff here. So look at the giants. Professor level, it's... God, we can just go to A+ immediately. Which I think I actually want to do. So if we do that, now what we can do is, when you are level professor level like D or whatever, you get like only 3 points to actually do anything for the day. With A+ you have 10, so that's very important because I want to get a lot of activities in. Professor level done. Support level. Actually, oh, I can do this. Just automatically gets them to my side. Apparently if you get to B level support with a lot of people, you can get them right over. So yeah, this is actually good. I can work on Hilda. Getting my Scythia is good. Yeah, now I'll get all these people over. These guys will automatically join. Skill levels. Sword level can go to. My cats are just always insane. You know, this is what I did on my last levels. I'll decide on what skill levels I want to get later. Class abilities. Oh. Okay, so this is just maxing out the actual classes. Quest items. Serving uses of attack magic. I'll take one of those. Attacking weapons of combat altercation. That's sometimes increases the might of combat arts. Might of recovery magic. Oh, that's very good. Affecting counterattacks. Increasing the might of combat arts. Twice, that's very good. Conserving uses of recovery magic. So that's just one. That's my new game plus for now.
These are the students' quarters. To better help you supervise them, you also have a room here. Your room is here at the end. Commoner students also reside on the first floor, while the second is primarily for students of noble birth. As a rule, we try to avoid discrimination based on social status here, but the nobility can be quite insistent when it comes to matters of propriety. Speaking of, it would be best for you to avoid improper conduct. I expect you to set a good example for the students.
So we're just gonna run around here for a bit.
Yes. Listen to this.
See if I can actually pull people to my class yet.
Listen.
Right, right.
Lorenz. Okay, do I have Lorenz?
Hi.
Our house is that of the Golden Deer. Do you know the significance of that name, Professor? Golden deer are sacred creatures, said to have protected Leicester since time immemorial. All 3 of the houses have a meaning behind their name. You should feel free to ask around if that sort of knowledge interests you. Our house, all 3 of them.
I can't do anything today.
This is the Golden Deer House. You're in charge of a different house, right? Too bad we won't see more of each other. I'm happy to learn from you if the opportunity comes up.
Okay, so...
Hello.
I can't really recruit anyone at this point, so I guess it's just all fluff text.
Yes, it's true that I'm the only commoner in the Black Eagle house. I knew that before the first day of class. Those people are simply exhausting.
So what is open? So quarters are open, dining hall is open. Let's get some food. Here's my boy Raphael. He is basically whenever we're in the monastery's exploration phase, he's always in this room.
Yes. I'm busy. Do you want something? I can't right now, but let's fight soon. I look forward to beating you.
Ugh, I really need to eat. I can't hold out until the next meal. Why can't the dining hall stay open all the time? I need to keep eating if I want to get stronger.
This is basically his only defining personality trait. He trains, he eats, he trains, he eats, but at the same time he's just an endearing, fun. So sure, not that I'm not. But that was like the first thing.
Hello there, Professor. Well, I call you that, but I am afraid I am not a student here myself. Should the opportunity arise, I would love to become a student and begin my studies in earnest. The monastery is kind enough to provide a sanctuary for my brother and I. He's the only family I have. Might you help me with a favor?
Catch a fish. Okay, so yeah, there's a thing I can do here is I can fish in the monastery. Oops, I'm gonna do that right now. Well, in a bit I will. In a way, that those camera angles kind of remind me of like Tales of Symphonia. Okay, so yep. Whoop. Blue. So there's rarities of fish. Whatever. Let's take this one.
Anyway.
Right. Gardening is not unlocked. Oops. I'm sorry. It's the beginning of the game. You can't do anything. So here, take your fish.
You have helped me so much.
Renown. Okay, good. So you get a little renown so you can spend on more new game pass stuff. Or there's later on the chapel that's up there, the cathedral that's up at the top of that map there, where there's also stages, statues you can clean up to get perks.
Here at the monastery, I have had many great learnings from many great people. I am hopeful to have learnings from you, too. As forever, I will do my best trying.
Petra's interesting because it's like she's not familiar with the language, so she has like these little incorrect speech patterns, but it doesn't really feel like she's foreign because her accent doesn't sound very foreign. It just sounds like she's just trying to intentionally mess up words. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong of me to say that. Probably is. Looks like you are blue lioned by that scabbard, I guess.
Professor? Hey, Professor. If you got spare time, wanna join me for a trip into town? There's an inn that serves the most amazing food. It's one of my favorite places to eat. You simply must come try it with me. Professor, I've got a small favor to ask.
Okay, so this is where now I can actually learn. Now I can actually go and get food.
Hey.
Okay, so I'm just gonna actually do that share a meal thing.
Huh?
So now we go into the mess hall here. Her. Day special. Okay, so Okay, so the thing is that, okay, the smiley faces here, that's motivation. It's because because these high up things are here, they'll actually become fully motivated, which is important for teaching. But let's try. But you can also, when you share a meal with these people, your support with them increases. So let's try and actually get some from the other houses.
I think I like this, but it's been a while, so I'm not sure.
Ooh, this is my favorite. You've got great taste.
Nice. I knew I could count on you.
Knew you could count on me to share a meal with ladies. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go talk with Dimitri. Also, cats. Cat. Unfortunately, it's like the worst sin. You cannot actually do anything with them. Oh, also collect items. Some are used for currency for smithing. Others are used for tea times that you do later. Some are fishing baits, some are lost items that you can return, which help with support building and motivation increasing.
No.
So, maybe not. Yeah, I don't think I'm really doing any hunting right now. Okay, so I'll just go talk with Luigio. Although I did talk to Claude just because
Hello there.
So.
Hey, Teach. I hear there's gonna be a mock battle between the houses. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit concerned about facing an elite mercenary like you. Maybe take it easy on us. What do you say?
Okay. I have a feeling that was good.
Professor, I hear there will be a mock battle soon. We must not neglect our training. I trust that you will carefully study the strengths and weaknesses of each of your students, that you may provide effective guidance. Regardless of the results, this battle will be a great learning experience. Even so, what is the point of competition if the aim isn't to win? As this is your first time at the monastery, please allow me to show you the ropes. Both students and teachers of the Officers' Academy are free to use the facilities within the monastery. For example, you can dine with others at the dining hall, or partake in one-on-one combat at the training grounds. I encourage you to wander around the monastery and lend an ear to the people living here. There are bulletin boards in various places around the monastery. Have you seen them, Professor? There you can find requests from various sources, as well as information about the market. If you fulfill these requests, you should eventually be able to use even more of the facilities here. The bulletin board gets updated frequently. You would do well to check it once a month. This probably goes without saying, but no matter which facility you use, it will take up a considerable amount of your time. It's helpful to plan out activities in advance, so that you don't mistakenly squander your time here.
Sorry, you only get one activity point for the day, when you are like at the lowest level.
Professors at the Officers' Academy are expected to have exceptional leadership skills. Students and teachers alike must devote themselves to their studies and strive to acquire great wisdom, even outside their respective fields.
Alright, look, I'm just glad that, okay, so I'm glad that I went 8+, because that gives me 10 activity points. And of course, yeah, you can like use that to just exploit stuff too. So, bulletin board. Okay, the only thing to do is to talk to the
Okay.
Yes. His Highness has said that he trusts you, and I have no cause for doubt. But if you mistreat him in any way, I will take action. I have a request.
Okay, so now we can do the gardening. Oh. No, we don't. No, wait, actually, no. What am I saying? Gardening doesn't take any activity points.
Professor?
So, do some gardening. Put in plants. Do seeds, cultivate. Put in infuse with magic because we don't have the gold to do
My
anything
thanks.
else. them. We can't ask stuff for them or anything of the sort. So Ferdinand's birthday, yeah.
Much appreciated.
So when it's people's birthday, you can do birthday flowers, and then when you unlock it later, you can invite them for tea. So here we go. We're gonna actually do a first battle. Oh crap!
Thank you.
Have to make sure I don't knock my capture card over for this.
Ah, it's finally time for the mock battle. I'm eager to put my skills to use. And you, Professor?
I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. I have high expectations for your command. That said, I've no doubt it will take everything we've got to pull a victory. Our opponents are mighty, that much is certain, but I'm positive we can win.
Hey there. Did we miss our invite to this strategy meeting? No, no worries. We'll just join in now.
Nice try, Claude. But I do not intend to let slip our strategies, especially when we are up against such strong opponents as you two.
Well now, kind words from His Kingliness. If that's the case, we'd better come up with some clever schemes so as not to disappoint. Right, Princess?
Right. No matter the tactics you devise, we will destroy you. The best you can hope for is to learn a thing or two.
There's nothing wrong with a friendly rivalry, but let's not get carried away. A rash attitude could be your undoing after all.
Perhaps your time would be better spent preparing instead of worrying about the competition's mindset.
Hey now, if you two were getting this fired up before the battle even starts, it'll make it that much easier for my class to sweep up a win. So please, carry on.
A good point, Claude. I apologize, that wasn't my intention. At any rate, let's vow to make this a productive battle, shall we?
Don't intend to lose.
Oh? In that case, I won't hold back.
Oh, how
main character. I won't
precious.
lose.
Looks like you and
I
the
literally
students
can't
have
lose. The
become
game won't let
fast
me.
friends.
While I am pleased that you are taking the initiative to acquaint yourself with the students, I'm afraid it's about time for the faculty strategy meeting.
Ah, how time flies. In that case, I'll see you later.
I look forward to assessing your abilities. I hope you don't disappoint.
No, but I like just so the thing they wanted to say about magic in there is that it's no longer in that it's kind of like how it is in Echoes, where magic is not tomes that have limited uses, but instead they're just spells that people learn. But the thing is, it doesn't take HP to do. They just have a limited supply of it. Oh, if I can look. Okay, so. She has heal. Okay, so I have to think where I want to take into this. Adjutants are like basically the pair-up system from Awakening, but a little bit nerfed. They don't do much, at least not that I've seen yet. Oh, okay. I think there's no reason for him to be a thief because he's got the skill. 8 defense. He's gonna have to be a defender. I need a healer. It's not button time. This is usually like half a year, so it's not bad. So, Emblem, Ignace, Freya, Claude. Okay, so we got a mix, so it's gonna have to be magic and defense. Oh, okay, so I have stuff that I should not be having in this game yet. I should not be having these people, but whatever, I'm gonna do it. So, time. Okay, let me get the Sacred Monks. I'm absolutely tuned to these people. Should not be having the victory on missionaries. Let's just give everybody a battalion. Felix actually has a skill where, yeah, he deals 5 extra damage when he has no battalion. So, yeah, basically never give him a battalion. He doesn't need it. Okay, so... yeah, everyone else is pretty squishy. Maybe we're going to give someone who... They probably... Actually, I'm going to take out Ash. But give him Ash. So it's good to have some magic damage in it, too. There we go.
It is about time for the battle to begin. Our victory depends on your leadership. Do not let us down.
I'm sure you already understand, but the house that defeats the other two is declared the winner. Incidentally, I'll be overseeing this mock battle, so listen well if you want to win.
What should I do?
Stay focused.
Here we go.
I'll cut through.
Here goes.
None of your shallow tactics are required, Claude. Ignace and I will dismantle the opposition.
Me? But I'm not ready.
Are you making light of our new professor? If you drop your guard, you're gonna get hurt.
Dorothea, will you head toward the front lines? I wish to draw the enemy toward us.
You got it, 80. Leave it to me.
Why are you sending the maids
Ferdinand,
front like
Hubert,
this?
if the enemy comes, stop them.
Leave it to us. Although I could do this on my own.
Seriously, put your high defense people on the
Clearly
front line.
not.
Do put a mage
Or
in
Her
the
Highness would not ask me to watch your back.
front. That is a terrible idea. Mercedes will basically she was just going to heal boss, which is just fine. So, so let's move to do 29% chance of this.
My. The new professor seems very capable.
Is that all? I'm getting stronger. I can feel it.
Sufficient.
Sorry, I keep pressing A going through all that information. Thanks. Battalions, the way they work is if your battalion is successful, they can't move. So when you do this, we can actually effectively because you can't attack.
Whatever you need. Now's our chance.
Eyes are you don't actually get a battalion until the next mission is.
Well done, Teach. I may have to take this seriously after all.
Thanks.
I've lost. The new professor is quite a commander.
I had no choice.
I like everyone gets cut down, but they're like, oh, I'm thinking about this. This was a good choice. I think it must be around 40 before. So it's a little black first. Magic. Magic is so I can use hiding her in the thicket as an What is she rally? Strength? Wow, that is rally strength. good skill to have right now. Yeah, now her
So helpful.
Now she's as strong as Dedu, honestly. Dimitri. Okay. Oh no.
Are you really gonna fight two houses at once? An impressive display of confidence.
Victory is in sight, Black Eagles. Do not let up.
No, there's no one who double hits, so I can actually still get something out of this. So the golden deer have all moved. This gets... Gets 5 defense. Oh yeah, there we go, I'll take that.
The new professor is rather strong. Suppose I'll have to call it a day. Who's next?
It's a lot more. So...
I'll do my best.
13 damage.
Well done.
Except I wanted to do that. Well, I made a mistake. I should have been able to do it.
Yeah, well, thanks. Dimitri, it's time. We can finally settle the question of who's stronger.
Very well. I accept your challenge. With you as my opponent, I won't hold anything back.
I would expect no less.
Two levels in one battle.
I will get stronger yet.
Defense and speed I'm trying to take, but I don't know about that method yet. I don't think I'm ever gonna get it.
Allow me to demonstrate.
That was a 2%.
I'm the son of House Ire. How did I fail? I must need to train harder.
As expected. Such power dwells within?
The weird thing about 3 houses is that I sometimes just kind of zone out when it comes to level up. Usually, like, one of my favorite things is finding to see what stats level up and do. But here I just kind of zone out. Yeah, to do these without my settings.
I suppose I've improved.
If you do magic, you improve nothing.
Forced to retreat. Well, things will only get tougher from here on out.
Okay, so Manuela is a healer. So she's push up on that.
Thank you. Here goes.
Coming up with brilliant schemes I can handle, no problem, but I'm not much for fighting. Go easy on me. You know that was a joke, right? Jeez, not so much as a smile. Psst, your princeliness. You got a thing for Edelgard, right? Come on, fess up, you'll feel better.
Claude, please. This is no time for idle banter. Your defenses are wide open.
That didn't get to him, huh? What a shame. I'll find a better way to ruffle him up next time.
So yeah, adjectives.
I'm not at my best today.
Game experience. They just being next to them.
I hate losing. I guess I'll just have to settle for cheering the others on.
Okay, hang on, I'll be right back. Oh, that reminds me, there's actually that feature. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, my kid was making noise again, so I think there might not be much time left before I have to go. After this battle, I'll probably call it stream. Because that's the start of the new month, and that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, she kind of gets distracted.
Quite helpful.
16.
Thanks for that.
That's Yeah, the Jew has absolute shit for resistance, so of course. Well. Yeah, so magic ignores terrain. Is 100%.
Proceed with caution.
I've exhausted this topic.
Okay, so. No, she just has me. God, that's how you crush me.
My goodness. The leadership of someone with actual battle experience is, well, I was as good as useless.
Over already.
Dimitri is definitely the MVP of this match.
I will get stronger yet.
Yeah, those are actually good levels. I like that. Defensively nice, but...
Hey, you didn't compliment me like that when my class won last year.
I like the dichotomy between I have to use this match. I have to use this match just to get it and it's weak. Okay, so
well done.
Unfortunately, that means that Zelda's probably going to go for it. Oh no, she's
Out of my way.
Oh,
well done. I nearly wound up a patient in my own infirmary.
That's...
What's done is
I
done.
think that feels good because in my first run I actually didn't get crits until like 4 chapters in.
Aw, this stinks.
Strength and luck. Oh. I have to see what her growth rates are because if she's like going to end up becoming mostly...
I'll do my best.
If she's going to end up being mostly strength growth, then I'm going to have to see that.
Yeah, thanks. Here goes.
Yeah, this is just going to be...
Ready or not.
Like her?
Ouch! Was that really necessary?
I like her. She is going to be very good. Good turtle tell she's going to be
Thank goodness.
a crit in that
You make me feel safe.
All right, that's that. The winner of this mock battle is... the Blue Lion House.
This victory is the result of everyone's hard work. Thank you, my friends. You did well.
Yep, absolutely MVP. So MVPs usually have their motivation maxed out for the next round of lessons, which we will get into after in the next stream. So let's see. We'll do the cutscene here, and then we'll cut it, when we get to
Professor, I've been looking for you. I was hoping we could all share a meal together. It could serve as both a victory celebration and a post-battle analysis. What do you think?
I'm invited.
Of course. Why wouldn't you be?
Me?
Come now, Professor. We can't very well celebrate without the key to our victory present.
He's right. He really is. We were only able to win because we had your help, Professor.
We only were able to win because you were a crit.
Yes. Compared with that boar who knows nothing save frontal attacks, your tactics were nearly decent.
Felix, you really ought to stop picking fights with His Highness.
Don't worry, Ingrid. I encourage all to speak freely. And I must agree that the professor's tactics were truly extraordinary. I have much to learn.
Oh, sure. But today was exhausting. I'm so hungry I can barely stand.
To be honest, so am I. Let's head to the dining hall. Together.
I'm actually kind of hungry too.
Professor, I'm sorry to intrude, but you don't look too happy for someone who just won. You say that, but your eyes tell a different story. I know we only just met, so this may be difficult for you, but I'd love nothing more than to share our happiness with you. Joy can be so fleeting, after all. We're all in this together, so I hope you will consent. I'm sure the rest of the class feels the very same. Well, come along, Professor. Let's enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Your work with the students was remarkable. I can see Geralt trained you well. I do hope you were able to use the occasion to bond with the students.
Nah, not really.
Oh, well, you have only just met them, so I suppose that should come as no surprise.
I'm so disappointed in
Of
you.
course, the mock battle was mere practice. The real fight is the battle of the Eagle and Lion, which will take place during the Wyvern Moon. You are expected to properly train your students so as not to humiliate the Academy during the long-held tradition that is the coming
But
battle.
it's like 2 or 3 months from now.
As for today, I have called you here to tell you of your mission for the month ahead. Your class is to dispose of some bandits causing trouble nearby.
Those affiliated with Garrigmach Monastery have a moral obligation to help those in need, regardless of social standing. Students are no exception. Each month before the newly birthed moon departs, each house of students must complete their assigned mission. You shall work to complete the task at hand alongside your students and report back to the Archbishop before the deadline. Understood? I will soon provide you with the necessary details for your first mission. If I told you now, I expect you would only forget, and I despise repeating myself.
I can sense something special within your heart. I have high hopes for you.
Bandits, they say. Do you recall when we first met? You shall not fall so shamelessly again, correct? Have you no words for me? Do not tell me that you are shocked to hear from me. You ought to know that I am always with you now. To hear my voice should not come as a shock.
Don't forget, I'm always inside you. Right. Also, you look so happy.
What is this nonsense? All I was told was to kill as many noble pipsqueaks as possible. No one said anything about the Knights of damned Saros being on our trail.
You have proven yourself worthless, distracted by something so trivial. I had hoped you would achieve your goal despite the setback. But now a child of the Knight's former captain is in play. How interesting.
Hey, this isn't what I agreed to!
Hiring a mercenary as a professor. What was that woman thinking?
Are you listening to me? How do we finish this?
You die.
What?
Underestimating the Knights was an amateur mistake. One you will pay for. The road to eternal torment awaits you all. Now I must locate your replacements.
Wait! Get back here! Damn you!
Alright. So now we have a little bit of what's coming up next.
Part 1. White clouds, harpstring moon, familiar scenery.
Alright, I'm just gonna, let's see. Is it? Yeah, okay, so that's just gonna be going into the start of the month. So that is the stream for now. I know that looking at my statistics the entire time, I see that literally I've had no one show up. But if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm okay with that. I'm not too upset with that. It's just the fact that I wanted to get this out here, that people can see that I started this, so that maybe gain some traction for the next time around. So if you guys are watching the VOD of this later on, then I appreciate you for coming by to look at that. I don't do face cam terribly often, so this is just kind of an experiment for me to try out. If it doesn't turn out to go very well, then in that case I can just start streaming this without commentary and just have the game. I'll pass this around to my friends, let them take a look, see what they like about it, see what they didn't like about it, and then we'll try streaming this sometime this week or on the weekend. So, until then, I will see you guys later.